Hey kiddos, it's Mrs. Gershon here. Let's go through today's questions together. We'll remember to do our cubes, show our work, and see how we did. The students in Mr. Gazer's class are collecting cans for recycling. The bar graph below shows the number of cans they collected for each of the 3 days. It's really important here to notice and take in what the graph is telling us. We have a bar graph. We have our title, cans collected. We have number of cans on the side. We can see it's counting by tens. We have our days on the bottom. What I like to do even before I go on to the question is I like to write the totals. So here we have in between 40 and 50, so we know that's going to be 45. And then Friday is 20. So it says how many more cans were collected on Wednesday than on Friday. I have some action words here. How many more and than. I also have numbers here, Wednesday and Friday. I know Wednesday was 45 and Friday was 20. How many more always means subtraction. That word than normally does too, so I'm going to minus. Let's erase this so it doesn't get confusing. There we go. So I can do 5 minus 0 is 5. I can do 4 minus 2, which is nice and easy. I can also check this. Here's my answer. I can also check this. I have to make sure I'm writing nice and neat here. To make sure I got 45, which I do. So my answer is 25. How many more cans? 25 more cans were collected on Wednesday. We can see that Wednesday is more. Also, it's taller. Okay, so that can help you to make sure you're thinking about this and make sure that your answer is reasonable. Number 30, in which situation can the expression 64 divided by 8 be used? So they're going to give us what we call a scenario, a situation with these numbers. So 64 is the total, and it either has to be broken up into groups of 8 or into 8 groups. That's what division is. So let's read each of our choices and eliminate some that don't match. There are 8 buses with 64 students on each bus. That would be multiplication. You would be doing 64 times 8. We haven't even taught you how to do that yet. So we know that that's not going to be an option. Miss Vance has 8 pens and 64 pencils in a container. That would be addition. There are 64 books in a bookcase and 8 books are removed. That would be subtraction. Let's cross these off. Let's just check our last one. Mr. Juarez has 64 cups and puts an equal number on each of 8 tables. So here we have our groups. We have our total. Equal number in each group, that's division. So there's our answer. So notice how I kind of went through and wrote some things down for each question and really thought about what were the action words there. Let's go on. All right, kiddos, let's look at our next page. We have what looks like to be area. So it says the figure below was made by combining 2 rectangles. Combining means putting them together. What is the total area in square units of the figure? Total area is multiplication. Area equals length times width. Anytime you see area, you should be writing area equals length times width as a reminder to yourself. All right, on this side, I'm going to cut it one way. On this side, I'm going to cut it differently because you could have cut this in a couple different ways. So let's take a peek here. So here we have a cut to make this rectangle. I'm going to highlight this for you. So here's one rectangle. Here's the other. So I'm going to find the area of each and then I'm going to combine them. I'm going to add them together. So with my first rectangle, let's start with the blue one. It's actually easier because I have my length and my width. So for my first rectangle, I have 6 times 2. That gives us 12 square units. They didn't tell us how they were measuring this, so we have to use the word units there. In my second one, it's a little trickier. I do have my 5, but I am missing a side right here. I don't have this side, but they always give me something that I can use to figure it out. So if I'm missing this side, I can always look across. Do I have a number here? I don't, so I can't use that. But if I look at this whole side, I know this whole side equals 4. I do know this side right here because when I look across, I can see that that's a 2. So 2 and what will give me 4? 2 and 2. So now I have my missing side. So now I can do 5 times 2, which gives me 10. Now I can put that together because it said to combine them. So my total area should be 22 square units. Now I'm going to erase all of this so I can show you how to find it a different way. Because some of you may not have cut it there, which is totally fine. We know in math there are different ways that you can solve problems. So let's take a peek. You may have made the cut here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight your 2 rectangles now. I'm still using area equals length times width on this side. Area equals length times width. So let's look at our big yellow area here. I do have my length and my width. I have 5 times 4, which would give me 20. So this is 20 square units. Let's fix that 20 to look like a 6. Okay, now let's look at my little one. So I have my length, but I'm missing my width here. I'll put that in red. This is the part that I'm missing. But I do know this whole side. This whole side is 6. I do know the length of this because when I look across, I can see that this side is 5 units. So now I have to think 5 and what gives me 6. 5 and 1 will give me 6. So now I have my missing side. So let's take a look. Length times width would be 2 times 1 would give me 2. And when I add that up, I would get 22, just like I got over here. So my answer is 22. It didn't matter which way you cut it. The key was you had to find your missing sides. And that's definitely a 3rd grade skill that you'll see. All right, let's go to the last question. Which expression is equivalent to 4 times 9? We've talked about this a lot. This is distributive property. However, you can be really smart about this and solve all of the problems to find the one that is equivalent, meaning equal. So we know 4 times 9. If you don't, you can always drop your 9 lines. You can count by 4s 9 times, or you can count by 9 4 times, your choice. You can do your finger trick here for 9s because there's a 9 as a factor. But I know that 4 times 9 is 36. So I could go in here and I could solve each one of these to find my answer. I could also think about distributive property. If I'm thinking about distributive property, you could break up one number into 2 smaller numbers that gives you something easy to multiply by. So you could do 2 times 9 plus 2 times 9 to put them back together again. You could also, let's erase this. You could also leave the 4 and break up the 9. You could break up the 9 into 2 easy numbers like 5 and 4. So you could multiply, and then add them together. Okay? I personally like to solve all of the problems as a double check, just to make sure that I'm getting something that is equivalent to 36. So let's do the first one. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. When I add those together, I get 36. This seems to be my answer, but I'm going to check the rest. 4 plus 4. Well, right there, I know that that's not right because I'm not doing addition with, even if I'm breaking apart the numbers. But let's try it anyways. 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 plus 5 is 9. 8 times 9 is 72. That is not equivalent. Again, I have addition here, all addition. So I know this one must be wrong, but let's just try it anyways. 8 plus 9 is 17. This one I have all multiplication, which I know can't be right because we weren't multiplying all of those numbers together, but let's try it. So I have 16 here. I have 20 here. We did not teach you how to do double digit by double digit, but I can show you anyways. I can box my 0. 16 times 2, that's just 2 16s, which is 32, and then I can add my 0 on to the end. That is not equivalent, so your choice is A. All right, kiddos, hope you did well today. Make sure to always show your work and do your cubes. Take your time with these. We're not giving you a lot of questions right now, so take your time and make sure you check your work. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.